You are listening to Adulting with Ebony. Season 7 brings together neurodiversity, human design, and embodiment so that Gen X or millennial misfits and late diagnosed neurospices become empowered, embodied, and fully expressed. This is the show where I actively encourage you to feel your feelings rather than think them. Glow up, not grow up, and become full of yourself. Because who the fuck else should you be full of? Each week, I have real and raw conversations about what it takes to be fully resourced and have happy, healthy, intimate relationships as a dopamine deficient adult wanting to create a better future by being the change that you want to see in the world. I am your host, Ebony Allard, aka Ebony Alchemy, a late diagnosed ADHDer, combined type and Asperger's in case you like specifics, artist, mystic, and self-actualization facilitator. I'm an international award-winning multiple brain integration technique master coach with special interest in embodied human design for neurodivergence. I've been in the personal development, creativity, and entrepreneurship spaces all of my life, and as a 5/2 emotional manifesting generator with a left angle cross of distraction, I am here to help you know what to trust and what to tune out. Each week, I share relatable, practical ways that mean you get to take less responsibility for more reward and safely remove your camouflage for more belonging, acceptance, and fulfillment. Ready? Let's go. Welcome to the first solo that I've done in a little while. This week's episode, I am going to give you a little bit of a life update, a work update. I had huge plans for 2024. Maybe you did too. And we're at the end of February. In fact, you are listening to this if you are subscribed and getting it hot off the press. You're listening to this on a leap day. It's the 29th of February 2024. And that means that we're about to go into March, into the last month of the first quarter of the year. And so it's a really good time to check in with your goals, your desired outcomes, your plans, and reassess and kind of come back to what is alive for you now. I also want to give you a little bit behind the scenes, what's been going on with the crowdfunder, with the Kismet Codes, what you can expect, what comes next. And I've had quite a few people want to know a little bit about the process and like project managing and like how do I cope with all of that stuff as an ADHDer. So I thought I'd share a little bit on that. And then, yeah, the way that I work with people is shifting and changing, and there's a lot of new people in my world. Hello. And so I want to talk to that a little bit of like give you an update of kind of really what my role is, what my job is, what the company is about, what how I serve you, and kind of really help you know you're in the right place right? And if you are also someone who isn't just interested in inspiration, but actually wants to shift and change their lives so that they get to be the change that they want to see in the world now, then I'm going to give you some next steps and like tell you what those next steps are depending on where you are in your world and in your reality and what it is that you maybe perceive as the problem and the solution or the outcome that you would desire. So we're going to talk a little bit through the choose your own adventure journey map that my business is and that it offers you. So I'm going to try and keep myself in track. And then in the patron part of the podcast, we've got some wonderful new patrons. Hello, lovely to have you on board. I love the patron part because it is the kind of behind the scenes extra edit where I spill the tea and my guests get some really direct questions, and sometimes that makes them uncomfortable and sometimes it's really awesome because they're like, oh, these have really made me think, thank you. I had a recording with Nicola Humber of the Unbound Press, which I think will come out next week, the week after, some point in March. And she's an ex-client and a friend, and we had a great conversation. And I asked her some difficult questions in the Patreon part, and she said, that she really loved them. Even though the parts of them were uncomfortable, they got her to think about things that she hadn't thought about in years. So that's why I love the patron part. And in this week's episode of the patron part, I am sharing 5 ways that my design, my human design, electromagnetically supports yours or helps you. And so you can get really clear on what it is actually that you are attracted to. And more than that, like the whole point is I want this for you. Like your design, when you embody your human design, you are an electromagnetic match for your clients, for your relationships, for your loves, for your work, for whatever it is that you truly desire in your life. And so the work is not about trying to be something different or present in a certain way, which so many of us, and I know me particularly, I can only really talk from my own experience as an autistic ADHD and late diagnosed, this is the biggest thing that I see with my people is that most of, I had absolutely no idea that this was even a thing for me until I was diagnosed at 42, right? And most of my people, like when I was really thinking about like, well, what's the common thread that runs through all of my clients? Because I've been doing this a really long time now. I have been full time in my coaching business, working with the Misfit to Maven way, with the principles that I share, that with my value filter, with one-to-one clients, with group containers, with all of it for 10 years. And actually, March is the celebration of 10 years of Misfit to Maven. And, at that point, the tagline for the book, Misfit to Maven, is from to ah. And, I continue to get like these ahas in my life every single day from working the pillars, from working the 8 pillars of practice. 10 years on, I still do it every single day. And I think there is this misconception that M2M, my signature program, Misfit to Maven, is a one and done, right? That it solves a problem, that you work your way through it and you will be fixed in some way. When the truth is, it's a philosophy. It is a way of grounding into alignment every single day. It's a way of understanding yourself better. It's a way of getting really clear on, like, okay, what is it specifically that I am stuck on right now? And then you can do that and be like, okay, well, I'm feeling apathetic, or I'm feeling I've got this sense of everyone else is driving me nuts. Then you can go into M2M and, like, literally on the contents page kind of go, I feel this, and it will tell you which pillar that you get to go and work on, right? And so the first time you go through it, it is solving something, right? Like, it is helping you to adult the fuck up, right? It's really showing you how to take less responsibility for everybody else, more responsibility for you, or the appropriate level of responsibility for everything in your life. And it is designed for misfits like me and you who are kick-ass and kind, who care so, so much, and, have something really different and innovative to offer the world, but don't necessarily know that, don't necessarily see it, um, and don't necessarily have great boundaries, and or are such giving people that they don't realize that sometimes helping hurts, or sometimes giving too much is taking sovereignty away from other people. And so what I love about Misfit to Maven is that it grounds you back. It like it's okay. I have an open root center and I have an open head center, and I didn't know this when I created it. And the more human design I do, and the more I embody my design, the more I'm like, this program that I created 10 years ago is genius, because what the value filter does and is connecting with your root to get you back in alignment, so that you're not feeling the pressure and starting everything on the back foot from a place of pressure, and so that you're not anxious and worried and like low level trying to answer all sorts of questions and make things fit for you. Okay, and that's kind of open head, open ajna. Anyway, I'm going to go more into that in the patron part. So yeah, it's this program and philosophy and way of life that fundamentally shifts who you are and how you operate in the world, so that life, love, relationships, business gets to be easier. Now, sometimes when I call it the fundamentals, people are like, yes, but I've been, doing personal development work, or I've been running my business, or I've been doing whatever for years. I don't need the basics. And I'm like, it's not the basics, it's the bits that you've missed. It's the 5 degree shift. It's the stuff that until it fundamentally changes within you, nothing's going to change. And so I'm a huge lover of my own work because I still use it every single day for myself. And over the course of March, you're going to hear from all sorts of different people who've either done some of the M2M Misfit to Maven pillars of practice and process with me one-to-one, or in a group setting or in a different environment, different people coming and talking about that. And I will be sharing either in lives or in blogs or on social media and about Misfit to Maven as well. And it's a partnered launch that we're doing because this product is evergreen. You can join at any time. For the 10-year anniversary, I wanted to do something special. And so I've got some really great partners who've either been through the program or who have been a part of it in some way over the last 10 years, who will be sharing it with their audiences and offering something for you to join through their link. And that's really exciting for me as well to see how this work has gone out into the world and impacted other people. Okay, I'm back. And that's probably enough about Misfit to Maven because you will learn more over the month if you haven't ever encountered it yet. It is 8 pillars of practice that make up the Misfit to Maven way that allow you to be more of yourself, less of everybody else, remove your camouflage, therefore get back a whole load of leaked energy so that you feel more energized, more clear, more focused, all of that. And one of the big things that it does is, like all of my offers, take you from a place of self-doubt to a place of self-trust. And I think one of the main things that I wanted to say is that most people who come into my world have no idea what it is that they don't know. So they don't know what they don't know, and they come in for more confidence or more clarity or more energy or more self-love, and what they discover is deep self-trust that allows them to feel really good and enjoy their lives, right? That impacts and ripples out into everything else because there's this low level anxiety, this low level, I don't fit, I'm not right, that has been with them their whole lives. And that self-doubt is systemic of being a misfit and systemic of undiagnosed, often autism or ADHD or some other kind of, or some complex PTSD of some sort. And ultimately, most people come into my world, they're coping, they're doing lives, lots of them have got jobs and houses and careers and are highly intelligent and have made life work. But there is a cost. And what happens is we get to our, sometimes it's the Saturn return kind of 28, sometimes it is, coming up to 40, but really we get to this kind of this portion of life where everything is too much and we can no longer cope. We can no longer do everything that we have been doing in order to keep life at bay because we would like more for ourselves. We'd like to enjoy it. We'd like to move from survival to thriving. And some of that is incredibly simple, but it's not easy, right? So it's like having a good yes and having a good no, saying yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no, all of those kind of things, living in line with your value filter, living your values, not just saying them. So that's why the value filter is so important. I'm really aware I'm very hair twiddly today. If you're watching this on YouTube, I apologize. I'm very hair twiddly today because I am, because my fringe is doing weird things because I put a treatment in my hair, and yes, it's just going to annoy me. But I like what I've said. So I'm going to carry on. Oh, things you should know about me. I am hilarious and ridiculous. I don't take myself too seriously. So let's carry on. Um, that's some of the stuff that you need to know if you're thinking about working with me. I like to open my one-on-one up a couple of times a year. And at the moment, I have some spaces for one-to-one, and I would love to work with you if you're somebody who suffers from self-doubt. And that can be like, people always think, oh, it's just people at the beginning of their journey who suffer from self-doubt. No, I've got clients who are seven-figure business owners who still suffer from self-doubt in some way, right? Like they wobble and they need a pep talk, or they need to be reminded of who they are. And, or it's you've got a big project that you would like to bring in the world and you don't know how, or you want some accountability, and not the kind of accountability where it's like I hold you accountable, because I only work with adults one-to-one, like people who are able to recognize that they are responsible for them, and that I can support you, that I can run alongside you, that I can hold your hand or your hair as you go on this adventure. That I am a way shower, and I likened myself recently to the white rabbit in Alice in Wonderland, right? Like I'm going to show you which direction to go in. I'm going to keep you on track, but it's your adventure, right? Anyway, enough of that for now. Um, yeah, the kind of glow up part of glowing up and becoming full of yourself is the end-to-end journey. And if you are interested from anything I've said, you can join at any time. And if you join in March, you will get a wonderful bonus, which is that in April, so if you join at any point in March, you get lifetime access to M2M, which is pretty cool. And in April, I am going to be doing a live sprint, and I have not done this for years, but I'm going to go through the pillars with everybody, one pillar per week, and I'm going to go live each week and talk to everyone, and yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. So it's a great time to join. If you have done reparenting work, if you've done shadow work, if you have met yourself, faced and embraced the things that you're not willing to look at, if you've actually done these fundamental pieces, where if you're living your values, then it is now time to become full of yourself, right? To really move into that, like, what are my superpowers? To really fall in love with and become fascinated and obsessed, but in the best possible way, with being full of yourself, not holding yourself back, not starving yourself of you or the world of you, but really becoming full of yourself. And the way that I do that with people, take them on that adventure, be the guide on that adventure, is by using your human design, your gene keys, your numerology, the archetypes within you, looking at your soul map and really pulling it out and giving you the allegory and painting the pictures for you so that you can see what you're here for and become more of that and crowd out all of the other stuff. Yeah, so that you can experience more liberation, more freedom, more belonging, more love, more health, wealth, happiness, all of those things. And that is available for you as well. If you want to come on that journey with me, then reach out. What else did I say I'd talk about? I said I would talk about the crowdfunder. So for me, this is such an example of what it looks like to work with your design. So I've had quite a few people say, how on earth did you think that it was going to be okay to like launch a crowdfunder, deliver, because launching a crowdfunder is a massive amount of work all on its own, right? Continue to work with your one-to-one clients, write and the book, draw all the pictures, create this oracle deck. Like, are you insane? And the answer to that is maybe, but also I'm a manifesting generator who knows himself really, really well. And it is in my design that I need some group accountability. I need people to be doing things for and in service of. And one of the best ways to do that is through a crowdfunding platform or through pre-selling, and allowing other people to show and be a part of my journey. And it's what I did for my book, for Misfit to Maven. I crowdfunded that, the launch of that. Um, I was so close to the end of getting it out there, and I'd kind of hit this wall of like, actually, the shadow side of my gate 28, which is my unconscious earth, which is purposelessness. So I'd hit that place of like, what is even the point? And the point is to make it an adventure and to allow other people to like come on this adventure with me and to see themselves and to fall in love with themselves and all of that. And so when I bring other people into that, it really supports it. And um, there is something to be said for this strategy and authority piece. So the strategy is to respond and for me to inform as a manifesting generator, right? And so being able to respond to other people who are enjoying the cards, being able to inform, like, I've done this much, I'm up to this, we're at this place now, we've reached this amount of money, like that was so in alignment with my strategy and authority. And so, yeah, the crowdfunder, I needed 8,500 to launch these cards for the cash flow to have them created in the way that I wanted. My stretch goal was 10,500. Like that's what I really, really had in my head as what I want. And, having worked with my own design and really embodied it, I decided for the first time in maybe my life to not go for the ridiculous goal so that I could then self-sabotage, so that I could then be like, see, I didn't do it, it was hard, no one wants this. I decided to go for the smaller goal, make my life easier. So the other thing is on Kickstarter or on crowdfunding, on some of them, it's all or nothing, right? So unless you're fully funded, you don't get any of it. So it's a lot of work to do to not hit a target. So I made the goal lower. And that meant two things. It meant that we achieved that and some. And actually we the final amount on the crowdfunder was 10,484, which pretty damn close to the 10,500, right? And the whole way through, actually, I had little things like I wanted to get to a certain level of funding in the first 24 hours, and then I wanted to hit the actual goal on Valentine's Day, which I did. And all of these things are fun. They were playful and fun, and they made it an adventure. And as a manifesting generator, that is what they have to be. The whole thing has to be, in order to be in alignment, has to be fun. And so yeah, it was really, really fun. Now, does that mean that it wasn't also difficult or a lot of work? It has been the most incredible amount of work. And there have been, like, the other part of that is, as an ADHDer, the dopamine of like, we've hit this bit, or like, oh, I need to focus on this now, or or like, I really need to get all of the cards done on this day. I've had people say like, how did you do that? Or like, why would you set yourself up like that? The answer is dopamine. The answer is, right, those levels of excitement or pressure create a dopamine hit for me. But this is working with my design rather than against it. Um, However, there is the other side of that, which is that, I don't always believe in myself, and I therefore have a really good support team around me who encourage me and help me remember all the times that I've succeeded, that I hit crazy goals for myself, all of that. So it is really important to have people who get you, who can see you, who can reflect you to you. Um, yeah, and who aren't yes men, who are going to say, no, you're wrong. And I'm very, very fortunate to have created that. And also, it was me getting out of my own way and being ego less, or working with my ego in a healthy way to create those relationships. And so, yeah, if you know that you've got a book in you, or a project, or a game, or an art exhibition, or like, something that you want to create in the world and you're scared, you've got to get out of your own way and you've got to ask for support and help. And I am available to help you to do that if you want to. We'll work with your design. We wouldn't do it my way, we'd do it your way. Because ultimately, this is the whole point, is that we want to create something that works for you, and that is sustainable, right? That you can leave working with me and go and carry on using those strategies that you have learned work for you, and know why they work for you as well. So that's just a little behind the scenes of kind of where we are at. While you are listening to this, I will be at Pamper Day, because that is what I gave myself until last night to get the writing for the book for the Kismet Codes deck in. And then it's with my lovely friend Hayley, who is proofreading it and typesetting it and all of that for the printers. And so while I am at Spa, she will be doing that. And then tomorrow I am heading to London, and I'm at an event on Saturday. And then I've got some stuff Sunday and Monday. And then I'll be back into some kind of routine and like actually looking at all the admin in my life that I've missed. Um, oh my gosh, the real lifeness of this. The kind of thing that just went into my head is I have to ring HMRC and I have to do that today. Yes, the real lifeness of this. So most of the things I'm ignoring until next week. But that one I will do. So yeah, welcome to what it's like to live with both ADHD and autism, and be successful and be happy and have both the business and or some work that you love and enjoy, relationships that are rewarding and fun and healthy. All of this is possible for you too. And ultimately, that's what I want to support you in doing, is design and live a life that is as unique and extraordinary as you are, that genuinely feels as good on the inside as it perhaps looks on the outside. Um, that is what I'm here for. It gets to be as unique as you are. And yeah, the fundamental parts of that, regardless of how unique the expression is, are the same. And they are really around being responsible for yourself, knowing what it is that you want, not what other people want, holding a really good yes and a good no, facing, embracing your demons, doing some work around boundaries, choosing an attitude of an orientation of thriving and abundance and resource, rather than seeing yourself as a problem to be fixed. And then knowing that there are cycles and seasons in life, and that's what we do in M2M. And then if you want to get into the really specifics of like, who am I? What am I actually made of, right? We look at the elements that you're made of. We look at the codes that you're made of, the things that you can do effortlessly. That doesn't mean that there's no uh, it's not effort, it's like intention and energy behind it, right? It's just who you are. And there's still focus, there's still intention, there's still energy behind everything. And your life gets to be less hustle and less hard and more playful and more fun. Um, yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. I feel like I may or may not have discussed all the things that I said I was going to. And, being human, seeing yourself as human, not worrying about how other people see you, whether you've done, when you like and trust yourself fully, you have so many less fucks to give, because you're proud of you. And ultimately, the one relationship that matters above all the others in this life is your relationship with you. And yeah, my work is to help you take it seriously whilst taking it far less seriously. I also promised you at the beginning of this episode that I would tell you what's alive for me now, like what's changed in my plans. Kismet Codes, what comes next. And I obviously didn't do that. So I thought I'd do it for you now in a very simple way. So at the beginning of this year, I thought I would create the Kismet Code Oracle Deck, and then there would be the Kismet Code portal, and then I would create a book called, it's got a whole title, but Becoming Full of Yourself, and would launch that, and then there would be a mastermind for that, and blah, 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 right? Oh, Ebony. The truth is that having nearly finished the Kismet Code Oracle deck and the guidebook that goes with it, yes, there is loads more that wants to come through, and the book is still there, and there's all of those things, but this also really needs space to be enjoyed, and to land, and for me to tour with it, and all of those things. And so the book, my second book, Becoming Full of Yourself, will come, but it may or may not be this year. It's kind of pushing further out. I will be touring with the Kismet Code. So I'm going to be in Philadelphia on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of August this year. I have space for one VIP day on the 2nd of August in Philadelphia, and I'm doing a beautiful 2-day non-residential event, although there are 2 bedrooms available in the space that we're using. And there are 6 places in total for that, and 2 of those have already gone, maybe 3, but 2 of those have already gone. So if you are interested in coming to an event with me in Philadelphia in August, please reach out and let me know. We will be deep diving into your human design and your Kismet codes with the deck. And we're bringing my drum, taking on an alchemical journey and shamanic journey. So it's going to be, yeah, pretty special. I will then also be in Toronto in December doing a very similar thing. And so if you want a VIP day with me in Toronto, or you want to come to the 2-day event that I will do there, also please message me about that. I've got people traveling from all sorts to that one as well. I've got 3 people booked for that one so far. So that is what's going on. Then the Kismet Codes portal will be coming next, before or maybe alongside some kind of group mastermind experience. Have not decided yet, but the after the launch of the deck, the book launch is in May in Brighton in the UK. I need to work out exactly how many tickets are left, but there are a few tickets left to come to that. That is an all-day event from like midday till 5 or 6 in the evening. That is now £145 if you want to come and join us live, and that includes your deck. Message me. I need to work out, like I said, exactly how many tickets I have left. What else? The plan then is to open the portal for the Kismet Codes, and that will be where you can learn about numerology, astrology, embodiment, multiple brain integration, somatic awareness. Did I say numerology? Just all of it in one place, right? The way that my brain integrates all of these things in short videos, workbooks, exercises, and you will be able to create your own playlists and things like that inside it. And there will be launch pricing, and then it will go up into different pricing. And that is going to be my kind of full of yourself portal, if you like, in the same way as you can do a glow up experience with me and work on glowing up, not growing up, one-to-one. And the program that goes with that is Misfit to Maven. You can also become full of yourself and work with me a one-to-one or in retreats and stuff like that on that journey, on that transformation. And Kismet Codes and the Kismet Code portal is the program or place or curriculum that goes with that. So that's all my updates. Yeah, so that's how things are evolving. That is what is aligned for or alive within me and is becoming into alignment now. After I've got the artwork and the book into the printers, the next bit is for me to be working on the audios for the Kismet Codes themselves. I'm currently also looking for a publishing and distribution deal. So if you're a publisher or a distributor listening, hi, message me. And yeah, then after that we go into the land of funnels and creating a way that from the box of the cards you come into my world and get taken on this Kismet Code portal adventure. So that's everything. Have a great week. The community call is on the first Tuesday of the month, and that is March the whatever. Coming up. So if you're listening to this on Thursday, the 29th of February, go register for the community call now. I want to know what's alive for you. I want to know what is going on in your world right now and what you want support with. Come and have that conversation with me by registering for the community call for free. That is your way of meeting me, meeting the community, and then either your next steps from there are to come into the Maven Haven and meet other people like you on a similar journey and support each other, and become part of a community and offer things in there as well as receiving, or to do the value filter, which is your compass and is a prerequisite for doing any other work with me, or to have a conversation with me about what your next step might be. There are always reports and artwork and all sorts of fun, inspiring things to remind you of how magnificent you are as well. I really am going to stop talking now.